Adjusted quite a bit. He is just as annoying as ever now with his new headshot kind of a proc. But he doesn't go with the early. He takes the early take aim, wants to get a bit of extra distance right now, and he's trying to benefit on some heavy CS. Whoa, well, blink an eye for just a moment. You're going to miss that first.
He has 56 last hits, and that's making up for the difference. She's still #1 on net worth with that Handamitis, despite being that target. Is now Super and FY pressuring the Tier 1 tower top very hard. Looks like LAI won't come to its defense. They don't have a glyph, and that'll be a tower kill for Super on the bottom.
Big factor in this team right here. Nice jump on FY on this Bane. Quickly blown the hell up right there. But the arrow going to catch on the backside here of XDD, and that starts going to quickly finish the job. And now they're putting sight on the Birdman. And they're drop out the negative earn, and it's enough to finish him out. Super with the double kill right now on the bottom. And unfortunately, though, he is going to end up going down. Those quills are just going out fast and furious.
Fly coming in, but takes the magic missile. And now the Skywrath is there, drops the ultimate. Ice 3 able to dodge it for now. Trying to move into the tree line, ends up going down. There's the swap onto Black. He's doing as much damage he can, but it's LAI that cleaned it up. Now they lose their Vengeful Spirit. XDD going in on defend here. He'll get silenced. Only so much FY can do. There's your Shadow Dance. Ring around the Rosie. And he ends up going down. Wow, it's a 1 for 4. All of a sudden, that huge lead that Vici had is evaporating. And let's look at that recap. Another big change to put the gander in the grass. You'll see LAI getting a lot of momentum. Now an Assault Cuirass up on this.
Now the armor gets ridiculous. It's already natural 3+35. For a second, you wouldn't see that. He is quickly dropped right there. The arrow does land briefly on the Bristleback. He pops his Crimson Guard, but he's taken down to about half life. As now they turn their attention to the tower. And you're going to have to take a moment to look at the damage. The Familiars just ripping apart like nothing. Plus 83 is just kind of the bare minimum at this point. But now they also get a hold of that Bristleback and quickly take him down. A buyback's going to be forced out from the Vengeful Spirit. The LaiGaming already have their backs against the wall at this point because the big siege tower is coming their way. They want to take down some mid-lane based structures, and if they don't lose a lot of people here, they can also lose the rotate as they follow this roll out.
BKB used by Black just brings down the Vengeful Spirit. That'll be a dieback there. Now the Skywrath gets cleaned out. Visage ends up going down, but 3 Visage birds still in the field. The arrow flies through off the mark, but they might still be able to bring down this Sark. Black just laying into him, finds the kill there. It's about to be a full team wipe as XZ, he gets stunned up. Ice stands his ground, and that's the power of the Visage. Even though when you kill him, he's still on the map with these pesky birds. They've gotten the mid lane of Barracks, and now with all 5 dead, they ping out the tier 4s. Vici Gaming can do some pretty considerable damage here. They might head top. Where do they go? And it looks like the top Queen of Barracks. They force out a buyback from the sniper as well. 2 buybacks used here. The tornado flies through, and XZ will use the Sniperino Assassinate. Not going to find a kill. Bristleback teleporting to this tier 3 tower. Takes a gust straight away. Ice, slowing him down with the effects of the Ghost Walk. And
they're doing a great job. Before that, yeah, Black blinked away from the assassin shot, and now Super does the lead. Sniper's just having a hard time. That's the elusive behavior that Vici has. They're just all over the place. Jumping and jiving. They move in. They clear out the mid lane now. And I'd imagine in the near future they're going to move towards that Roche pit to get a hold of an Aegis, and they probably go for the final blow.
Yep, not so much LAI can do at this point. The gold graph is just out of control, about 25k.
Wow, that guy out of control real quick.
That's a full Daedalus to go with that Butterfly. This is how much she hits for right now with the marksmanship. Over 400 a pop. I mean, she was like 3-shotting the supports in that last fight, and now Black is just out of control. He's basically doubling the net worth of Slark. And if you dig the 2 leading farmers of the Dire side, they just about equal Black. That's a scary statistic. There's your Scatty, though. That's something. I don't know that it's enough, but it's something.
I mean, who's like the easy target, though? I mean, Visage is the only one who doesn't have the like big mobile factor, but he's got an AC.
I guess Bane is the easiest target of them all, but yeah, that's not really a great target. He's sitting in the back lines
pretty nicely too. FY's got great positioning for this Bane, but I mean, you're right, that's the best thing. With the really nice swap here, forces out Ice Presence BKB. Tornado EMP gonna quickly follow up, and just like that, your BS is gonna fall, and now looking to bring out those heavy right clicks. Even Bristle doesn't even look that strong in this group. And oh, they can't quite finish off the Slark, but they quickly also finish off the Sniper. Yeah, that's game. They all just hit so freaking hard with this aura, even Super.
Not a moment too soon, really. I mean, you saw the Slark just barely was able to live in that last fight as he was just taking residual damage and then landing the right clicks. And Vici Gaming looking good over LAI. They were very heavy favorites here, and still not really a good day for them. It was the triple header with Vici, and they end the day 1-2. Not really ideal for their group stage here in the Summit to China by G2A.com.
They did have to blast forward, get a hold of the immediate Visage Drow grab, but they know it's something that they can always fall back on, that it can get the job done. It didn't necessarily in game number 1, but right now it's more than enough to quickly sweep through LaiGaming. It's been action-packed here for these 4 matches. But yeah, I can't agree more. Vici Gaming, man, they're going to have to look to bounce back and get a couple of wins. They're supposed to be the favorites to kind of take through this whole division. But IG, they had an impressive performance against them. And Newbie, you know, still looking like the TI4 champions. And that took it to Vici during TI4, man. They look good as well. This has got a lot of exciting Dota ahead of us here for the China region.
Absolutely. So that wraps up our coverage here, guys. More China resumes tomorrow. Looking forward towards the schedule. Pretty similar stuff. 4 games. See a little bit of DK, and there's actually 2 more Vici games tomorrow. And tomorrow we'll wrap up with Vici versus DK. So that's actually pretty exciting. Something we can all look forward to.
Absolutely.
But until then, I'm Zyori. He's Coddle Guy. Give us both a follow on Twitter if you enjoyed the cast and the title of this broadcast at Zyori TV, at Coddle Guy, and of course follow at Beyond the Summit to stay up to date with all things Summit related and what's happening in the studio. Take care, folks. We'll see you tomorrow.
Close, but not quite. Blood ends. Double kill. A balanced state.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Pretty work by Hockey, but too slow and not steady enough. On the point, do they chase for more? Not going to happen. Well, that's going on though. Padrino. Grave, heal will be ready. This time Hockey will survive. He actually TP'd out though. I think they could have turned that if he had stayed. Hockey now joining the fray. Actually, as it turns out, 4 heroes coming in for a line. Skewer on to 2. Really nice job there by 8 Mother. That should be a 2-fer. They will save their Viper, but I don't even know if it's worth it. Speaking of that PA, jump onto Misery, doesn't have overgrowth. Padrino gets the crit, gets the kill. I think he was he just still fading there? They don't have
it was still fade
detection.
It's 2-second fade time.
Okay, now they're backstabbing here. The Brain and Bulldog tower about to drop. Brewmaster splits. A big source of damage gone. Padrino considering to re-engage. He's going to end up falling. Runs back into range for the Scar's made to finish well. And then the RP! Oh my goodness! He caught them all! That was 3. Monovoid to follow. Not quite enough to finish them off. Finally, they'll get that 3rd kill. And now, do they have any follow-up to turn this one around? 2 dead for the Radiant. 3 for the Dire. Seen by the Radiant. Hey, Mother still lurking. Do they go in now? Weehaw! Silence as he attempted to go in, and then the RP! That caught almost everyone. The Skewer does miss on the Viper, but maybe that's better. Just like the other 3 heroes caught behind enemy line. The Grave used to keep Levy alive, split out of that overgrowth. Pretty nicely done. Padrino, he found the 1 kill to start, now 2 more to follow. Lasso used on the Fire Panda. Not gonna say Bulldog, an ultra kill for Padrino. Maybe towards the pit, Rochelo. Now 8 Mother coming in. Oh, he whiffs the RP. He thought maybe they'd be a bit closer there, but unable to get fully in rage. 8 Mother now will end up going down. The A just picked up by the PA. Loda forced to fight without too much backup. Nice man, just how to get out of overgrowth. Loda doing good damage though. The rest of the supporting cast largely down at the tree most likely, who's very poor is the only issue. 200 gold on him right now.
Look at Loda too, scouting out the Roche. There's smoke. They wanted to do Roche, but Padrino saw the anti-mage illusion and didn't want to give away the position.
Alliance have him close, but BBC also, they've got a full lane of Rex down, so I'd say over 2 ranged. versus a 1 melee 1 range. You've got to give them the edge in terms of creepy equilibrium, but Loda makes up for that with his Battle Fury and power. He is moving in. Those anti-mage illusions, trying to slowly siege, focusing on melee racks though. Probably should be directing them on... Oh, actually there are no range, so maybe just direct them on the towers instead if he can get this mid lane going in. But for now, clears out the wave. He's got his Demon Edge picked up. That will be a completed MKB and buyback at the ready. PA no buyback for 4.5 minutes. This is the timing, Ben. If you could just take the Aegis, maybe put it on one of your initiators.
If they get the Aegis now, it's over for BBC. They can't protect PA. Not at this point. She doesn't have buyback gold. She doesn't have buyback cooldown. So they absolutely have to fight this.
They will try for it, but there's a great Radiant Observer Ward here. Going to give them a whole lot of vision. If they move down this ramp and into this region, they'll be spotted out. Or if they head from the right, they smoke, and they will engage. Padrino looking for the jump in, but smoke revealed by Bulldog up on the high ground. Does he go for a lasso here? Doesn't have enough mobility to bring anyone that far back, so he'll retreat. But Alliance don't have to force this.
Yeah, they can just wait and slip towards Loda. They know that they're not doing it because Loda's outside of the pit. But at the same time, BBC do have to defend their lanes at some point. And if PA reveals herself elsewhere, then they will immediately swoop in for the Roshan. And if they don't go in as 5, they'll just get picked off by Mag and Bat Riders. BBC just have to play this very, very carefully and delicately.
And Loda's been very diligent. He sends an illusion back in. Weehaw thinks it might be real, or at least worried about not having his mono with BKB. And in fact, he might have had to do that just to preserve his mono pool. But it means now he could meet Scareth Maid Silence to prevent it from ulting. Short of a grave. Alliance now moving back into the pit. They get the lasso off on Padrino. Brewmaster splits already. Roche dropping low. It does get picked up, yep, by the Brewmaster, but it really doesn't matter. Pia said no buyback, and that's probably it then. Weehaw gonna die once. Weehaw will die again. It's all over here for BBC. Unfortunate. They made a great run, but just couldn't get it done in the end. They'll blink out on Weehaw. But they could just go high ground now. Alliance can be taking mega creeps off of this. 100 seconds with no PA.
Really nice play by Bulldog. They're getting vision in the pit and lassoing PA right before the Roshan dies. So even if they do kill the Roche like they did, they won't get the Aegis on her, which is one that they've all been waiting for.
Yeah, Manta style pop by Loda to dodge that cold feet proc. Nicely done. Ice Blast will come through, and they'll use a Dazzle ultimate to try and reduce his armor, but he really doesn't care about that. Takes to the high, or the northern racks, I should say. Takes the melees out here as well. Mega creeps inbound for Alliance. Still 60 seconds on the sidelines for the PA. And KB is now up. Loda, richer than God with 5k, still banked after essentially 6 slots. Could get his BOTs and still have buybacking further. Looking for that skewer out. He'll be stopped by a Yule Scepter. Okay, with an E-Blade, trying to find a solo kill here in Solitude. Can't do it. But Loda is way too deep into the enemy base at this point. He's too fat. Megas are now up, and GG well played. They know it's checkmate. BBC, it was a good run from them. Had they just executed a bit better early, had 8 Mother not had such a spectacular Magnus game, this could have ended differently. But instead, Alliance finally notched their first win in the Summit 2. Now 1-2, BBC, now 1-5.
Yeah, wow, 8 Mother Magnus. That was very, very impressive. Without that, they just straight lose. But holy crap, his RPs.
If you're gonna lose a player like S4, I'm feeling like 8 Mother might be a suitable replacement. My goodness. Yeah, not just his RPs, his skewers, the shockwave that he just targeted on the ground to snipe a hero earlier, the great defensive 4-step plays. Everything about his Magnus was on point. He had a little bit of help at level 1 from Ake, but aside from that, he pretty much just did it on his own.
Yeah, and stopping the TPs too. Like a lot of the Magnus just wait for the perfect 5-min RP, but that's not what he did. He goes in at exactly the right time, precisely.
Well, folks, with that will wrap up BBC versus Alliance. We're going to switch over to the main Beyond the Summit stream here, and we'll be back momentarily. The Summit 2 by G2A.com continues after this. Coming up next, we are going to have, I think it's Tinker versus PR, I want to say. Oh, no, sorry, Navi versus PR. Then Navi versus M5, and we round the day off with Tinker versus Alliance. He's Merlini. You can follow him at Merlini Dota. Myself, LD, at LD Dota. And, of course, be sure to stay tuned to Beyond the Summit. We'll be right back for your third match of the day.